The battlefield is covered in smoke. A Russian the Abrams is. These buildings need to be destroyed. Ukrainian intelligence sends the coordinates to the American beast. It only takes a few rounds to do the job. This is a $60 million Russian Kasta radar station. In the middle is the hardware and antenna machine. Above that is the diesel power plant. Himars is launching missiles. The first missile takes out the hardware machine. We see a tungsten fragmentation zone. Immediately afterward, the power plant is hit. The next target is a P-18 radar station. This one's worth about $3 million. Two projectiles from the Himars come in close to the target. The shrapnel disables the radar station. Another convoy spotted by Ukrainian intelligence. The first one is a tank. Right behind it are several MTLBs. The tin can turns into a field. The Ukrainian ATGM operator was ready for it. He fires a shot. The shell pierces through the target and it loses control. The second MTLB took a different route. Bad choice. A mine is encountered on the way. Significant damage makes it impossible to continue. The Ukrainian drone with a precise strike reaches the target. Fire instantly envelops the Russian APC. At the same time, the AFU drone is conducting reconnaissance. Perhaps there will be a continuation of the attack, and so it happens. Several Russian garbage trucks are coming from the side of the factory. The tank breaks forward quickly enough, but the other group of two APCs has stopped for some reason. The Ukrainian drone decides to seize the opportunity. A precision strike damages the electronics. It will not be able to leave. The second APC instantly decides to abandon its own and flee. The AFU drone flies out after it. At the same time, we see that the tank that was traveling first decides to wait for the lagging group. The drone successfully catches up with the MTLB. Thick smoke begins to billow from it. The tank hits a mine and stops. The Ukrainian tank appears right in front of them. The fight with it becomes inevitable, and the occupants decide to flee. The APC almost managed to reach the safe zone, but a kamikaze drone prevents it from doing so. At the same time, the tank could not get far. Several kamikaze drones turn it into a pile of useless metal.
Early morning. The Russians are moving in for an assault. More than 100 armored vehicles are involved in this attack. Ukrainians, having detected the column, began an artillery attack. But it's still on the move. The Russians are shooting chaotically in the direction of Ukrainian positions. Artillery uses cluster munitions, which is having an effect. The tank is destroyed. The surviving tanks and APCs are moving forward. This APC was sent first. Let's follow it. That's a Ukrainian artillery hit. The second shot is getting more accurate. The third tank is driving around them, hitting the mines. The Russian armored group moves on. Another column. One of the Russian soldiers fires into the air for some reason. To avoid becoming an easy target for artillery, they're shuttling both ways. There's a lot of them. They're clustered in a large group. These tanks lead the attack. As the drone approaches the field, we see a strip of mines. The first Russian tank is stopped. The second one drives around it and... Ukrainian artillery makes a massive attack on the stopped Russian column. And this looks like a Himars strike. While the Ukrainians were distracted by the first assault groups, this column managed to get as close as possible. Under the cover of the smoke, they're moving on. Part of the column is already in the field. They are under massive fire of Ukrainians. FU drones are monitoring the attack from different angles. The first tank goes first, clearing the way from the mines. Just one of these ATGM missiles will bring the Russians a lot of trouble. The Russians are attacking the AFU positions in this wooded area. A hit APC creates a traffic jam, which the Ukrainians take advantage of, and hit the neighboring armored personnel carriers. Nevertheless, the next APCs are moving on. Probably one of them explodes on a mine. Every second, the enemy's equipment is under attack. 2 hits on the APCs at once. One of them explodes. The Russians turn the column around and retreat.